Hi, I'm Jay Leonard J, and this is my own personal vintage Omega guitar amplifier. Welcome to Jay's Toolbox. This is a little place where I like to talk about my own personal gear, the stuff I use on a day-to-day basis, the things that get me really pumped up and excited. This episode is brought to you by the crazy cats down at Tone Specific Guitar Pickups. If you don't know who they are, buddy, you gotta find out who they are because they're absolutely awesome. And speaking of awesome, today on the channel, we are featuring this really beautiful vintage Omega guitar amplifier. It runs off of a pair of 6 AQ5 tubes, something you might have seen in an old Ampeg amp. The preamp tubes are 12 AX7s, and it's rectified with a 6X4. Some weird funky stuff. And the speaker itself is a good old-fashioned C12S by Jensen. It's a very neat speaker. I've tried a couple other speakers in this amp, but this is the one that really makes the thing scream. Besides that, I don't really know that much about the amp. I've been trying to put some things together. What I can kind of put together is I could definitely see that it seems to be very much related to those Japanese Univox amp. You could tell with the kind of components they're using. You can tell by the kind of construction it is. I do know that this thing is light, as amazingly light. It's absolutely beautiful. The components are very top shelf. It's put together wonderfully, and it sounds amazing. So let's plug this thing in and see what we got. I got myself a Mexican Fender Telecaster with the tone-specific rock pickups and some sinusoid cables. Let's go see what we can do. This amp is pretty simple. We got our volume, we got our tone, and we got a speed knob for our vibrato. Let's start off with a little bit of a low gain volume. So let's put it right about here, put the tone, a little left of noon, and let's see what that sounds like. Very nice. It has that small amp sound, very honky, very classic. Let's turn up the volume. When you get the volume going, there's actually a point where you could really feel the amp just becoming something amazing. And you'll hear it. Check this out. There it is. Kind of sounds like an old Booker T and the MG kind of thing, you know what I mean? Let's turn on that vibrato, okay? It is beautiful. You could keep the speed knob pretty much all the way down and it just sounds lush and biased, organic loveliness. You could do that kind of swampy, you know, You could do that kind of, labored, sad, Beautiful. Now let's go turn this thing up and see how it really screams at you. Really gets beautiful right around here, nice and tight. if you actually turn the tone up, you actually get more gain, just like those old Tweed amps. When you go all the way up to the top, you get this really neat sag effect. It's like pushing and squashy down below. Gun gives a old fuzz face kind of thing, and if you want that tightness back, just lay off the volume knob, and all of a sudden things just get beautiful again. Let's see what we got here. And that is my Omega guitar amplifier.